What's going on? Welcome in to the 411 podcast. What's up? What's up? How you doing? Welcome into the 411 podcast tonight. I'm so excited on so many different levels tonight. We have very special guest, Miss Leah Abraham, coming in tonight. I'm just coming off of Queen Dawn Spirit. I had a great interview with her as well, supporting my new book, My Inspirations, Volume 1.5, Deliberation Remix Journal, a 30-day journey towards a healthier mindset. Y'all go ahead and click that link above all of my social media platforms and go inside a Remix Journal and help support the project. Definitely appreciate all of the love and support thus far. So, yeah, I'm amped. I'm ready to go. Leah has been playing that Mary J. Blige during these promos, so I can't wait to speak to her and find out what that's all about, too. So, yeah, it's Saturday, January 15th, and we have Miss Leah Abraham coming in the building tonight. So, now we're going to jump right on in to the song of the day. Rest in peace, Miss Aaliyah. Happy birthday, Aaliyah. But so many great things come out of your music. And one of the most positive songs that go so far. I remember when I was young, when it came out, 16 years old, when this record came out. But there's a song called One in a Million. And when you think about the lyrics, you think about everything that's wrapped up into that song, even that whole album. You know, it is one in a million. So you can take it in so many different directions. But on a personal note, I'm so happy to say that I can actually look at somebody and say, your love is one in a million. So I don't know, but happy birthday, Aaliyah. And you truly are one in a million, and there will never be another. What I need y'all to do now is go ahead and tag your friends, get them in. If you are out there on Facebook, I want to say what's up. Thank you so much for the support. TikTok, I can't see y'all out there, but I know some people out there. Twitter, YouTube, D Live, Twitch, whatever room you're in, go ahead and tag your friends and let them know what's going on inside the 411 podcast. And I also want to give a very special thank you to the people who watch the replays, come back, the next day and watch it. I know some of y'all can't hang past 10 o'clock. I had somebody ask me, why is the 411 podcast on at 10 o'clock? And this individual asked me to come on the show. So now you asked to come on the show, but then you're going to turn around and say, why is it on at 10 o'clock? Oh, because you want me to change it to make it work for you. And the answer is absolutely not. So we've been rocking and rolling on here for almost 2 years now at 10 o'clock, and it is what it is. So if you can't hang, then I guess you can't be a guest on the 411 podcast. But very special thank you to all of those. And, we have so much fun. We're going to have some fun tonight, too. So speaking of people who know how to hang and support the 411, I want to say night after night, I keep giving you, shout outs, and I appreciate the love and support. Mr. Jason T. Davis, all the way from Los Angeles, California. Leah Abraham, I see you out there on Instagram as well. Thank you for your love and support and your words of encouragement. Um, Finally get a chance to speak to you tonight live. This is going to be amazing. Lash Maverick Essentials, Karma's Paradise, my sister K. Cole. Thank you for your love and support as well. Mr. Trenton, New Jersey, Farrell Higginbotham, Ebonique from Ebonique's Fitness, YRE Hair Growth, all the way from ATL, Brooklyn, New York, my brother, Mr. Nate Perry, and of course, the lovely, talented Miss Queen Dawn Spirit. I actually had a great interview with her as well. So I want y'all to go ahead and check out Queen Dawn Spirit at Queen Dawn Spirit on Instagram. Follow the links. Check out her YouTube channel. We had a great live today, speaking about real life situations, living healthy, a healthier mindset in this new year that we are in, 2022. What's going on, Miss Rebel Jewel? I see you out there as well. Calm Down TV. What's up? So we here, 4-in-1 podcast. Now I have a question. Last night I took it there and we started to speak about trust. So the burning question was, where do you put your trust? And I asked a simple question. I threw some things out there. Um, do you put your trust in people? Do you put your trust in places? Or do you put your trust in things, like the materialistic side of it? Some people put their trust in a whole bunch of money and or that nice big old house or that car. But then I had threw the question out there, but who gave you that car? Who gave you that house? Who made it possible for you to have that job and make all of that money? So you got to be very careful about where you put your trust in. And also be very careful about putting your trust in man. Because as we know, man is typically always going to let you down. Maybe not now. Maybe not next week. Maybe not next month. Maybe not even next year. But eventually, there will be some breakdown, some shakeup, something going on. And it might not even be like a earth shattering thing, but it still will be a letdown. So, where do you put your trust at? I was speaking to somebody very special right before the show, and these are some of the things that came out of it. The universe, put your trust in nature, put your trust in God, and put your trust in your intuition. These are some of the responses that I got. What's going on, Jennifer? How are you? Um, Putting your trust in nature could be pretty interesting because nature has been a piece of work lately. So I don't know what that type of interaction might be, but I don't know if I'm putting my trust into some nature because hell, this weather has been out of control lately, if that's what that means. But what's going on, Bethany? Thank you all so much for joining. Okay, so now, keyword for night: freedom. Generally having the ability to act or change without constraints. This is very powerful. Freedom. So, do you have freedom? Are you able to go to and from without any constraints? Are you able to act how you want to act without worrying about what somebody else has to say? Are you able to be who you want to be without any constraints, without any judgment? Now, I have to back up and I got to go down memory lane a little bit. But the person who you see here today, I had to actually break free and I had to have some freedom from so many different people, so many different things. And I actually created everything that you see right here. I didn't just wake up and all of a sudden I was this person here. I had to work hard on it. I had to change and I had to, become the person that I wanted to become. And finally in my lifetime I am. But it didn't happen without that freedom. I had fear before I had freedom. Oh, I was worried about what you would say. I was worried about what my boss would say on the job. I was worried about what you would say. I was worried about all of that stuff. And all of y'all people that know me, y'all looking at me right now like, who the is this person right here? Exactly. Because if I had stayed exactly of who you wanted me to be, I would have been living in fear. I would have been living in doubt. I would have been living in every single thing that you wanted me to live in. And I was unhappy. So I had to become the man that I am today. And that is because of freedom. I had to have that ability to act of who I want to be and change, wear what I want to wear, say what I want to say, go to the places that I want to go without worrying about any single thing that you have to say. So my question to each and every one of you out there today: freedom. Are you truly living in freedom? In your freedom? Live in your own world. Don't worry about what he has to say. Don't worry about what she has to say. Like I say, I'm living in my own world. So many people call me all types of things and say he's this, he's that. He's doing this, he's wearing this, he's wearing that. Good. I don't hear none of it. I block it all out because I'm living in my own world. And by doing that, I'm learning how to become the master of my own mind. What's going on, Queen Dawn Spirit? So, Queen Dawn Spirit has joined tonight. Like I said, I had a great um, live with her. Check her out, Queen Dawn Spirit on Instagram. And you can also follow her and check out the replay on her YouTube channel. Wonderful individual, and so grateful to be a part of it. So, we here, 401 Podcast. It's going to be on and popping tonight. We have Miss Leah Abraham. I think she is going to be coming up real soon because I want to find out about this freedom. Leah, you out there tonight? Did I lose you? You out there? Oh, here she is. Okay. What's going on?
And it's good to see you.
Yes, how are you? Oh, I see you rocking the earrings. Yeah.
Rochelle, Miss Rebel Jewel.
Yeah,
Gotta
I see
represent.
that. Yes, yes, yes. So now, as we get on into this, I have a question for you that I ask everybody that comes on. So, where are you calling from?
All right, I gotta show you.
Okay.
Can you read it?
No, I
Here,
can't.
hold on. Let me get a background for it. I'm from Albuquerque, and that's Mr. Wine Glass.
Oh, yeah, now I see it.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, you got to hold that book up again.
Let's do it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you for that. You did a great, my first review.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my first review. Yeah, thank you. So
Honest
you got
review. Everything about that. I loved everything about that, Larry.
Thank you. You got the wine going. I was gonna do wine tonight, but I don't want anybody to be picking.
Well, that's what we're all about.
I don't want anybody to be picking me up off the floor tonight. So you are from Albuquerque. All right. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't pay attention in school sometimes when it comes to, geography and stuff. I, sh- I shared with you, my good news, but my partner has to teach me a lot of different places because I'll be like, now where's that at? But
right, we're always learning, right? We're always learning.
So, what's new with you?
Not too much, Lynn. I'm having a good year so far. I think 2020 is going to be awesome, and I want to tell you right away. So I went to a vision board party, and I created my vision board.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's at the top right hand corner? The word freedom. The word freedom. That's my focus. That's where I'm heading, to freedom.
That's crazy. I was just having that conversation with Queen Dawn Spirit about sometimes when I'm coming on the show, it's like what's going on, Regina? How you doing? My mind sometimes can play tricks on me because the mind is very tricky. It wants you to go into that comfortable zone, and that comfortable zone could be sitting down, watching TV, eating pizza, because that's just what's comfortable and what's normal. And you don't progress and you don't move on to the next level until you do the things that are uncomfortable. So even though sometimes I may not want to come out here and do the 401 podcast, not that I don't love it, but my energy levels might be drained. This person might have done that. This person might have said that. And I'm feeding it from so many different levels. But when I do it anyway, there's things like what you just said, freedom. When I was speaking about it, it pops up. I meet so many fantastic people on here that I never thought, couldn't even imagine meeting. And so many great things continue to come out of this show. And whenever I'm feeling like, which way do I go? I'm like, go forward, because tonight there's going to be such a great message and something's going to reassure you and let you know that you're doing exactly what you should be doing.
That's exactly right. And that's where expansion happens. That's where we expand and we grow. When we go into those places that are tight,
Yeah,
that feel
yeah.
uncomfortable, but
Mm-hmm.
that's what allows us to expand and grow. So I love that so much.
Yes, yes. Jetta from my rap tribe is out there. What's going on? So Max says you look fabulous, which you absolutely do. I have to agree.
Is it speaking to you or to me? Because you always do look fabulous,
Oh,
Larry.
thank you. Now that says Leah. Leah, you look fabulous.
Thank you.
So now I was getting very amped up tonight because you were playing some Mary J. Blige on these promos. Now I don't know, but somebody out here is a true Mary J. Blige fan. So are you a Mary fan?
I'm a fan, but but not like die hard like you, Laren. You know her back and forward. All the words. It's beautiful, and that's one of the main reasons why I use those songs because I know that's what you love
No.
and it ignites you. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um, but she has so many good songs, and she sings from a place of deep honesty and truth,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and she's always delivering a message. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so I respect that about it. Yes,
Well,
but I love using her song to the story to pump everybody up for this live. So
yeah.
that,
But one thing that you really got me with was you took a picture that I had posted up, which was "Set Me Free," and I remember when I had just did the story, you're like, make this public," and I'm like, it's coming, just not yet. In my mind, I was saying that, but so you took "Set Me Free," which was basically me saying that I wanted to be set free because I was tied down to so many different things in my lifetime. So many different relationships that I probably shouldn't have been in the first place. But we go through some things. So many things, from jobs, from people, relationships. I was basically saying, set me free, please. Like, get off of me. Get off of me and set me free. So you took a song, Deep Inside, which is so crazy because I remember in 1999 when that song came out, and I was crying out on that one too. Like, if only you knew. And the line that you said on there, why did you pick that line?
Laren, I picked that line because the way I see you, the work that you do, the way that you stream on all these different social media platforms, the way you show up, like in your headdresses and your jewelry, with all your stuff on, it's like you are like living in that limelight. And so that lyric made me wonder, like, if this is true for you. And then I picked it too because that Elton John song in the background, that
Oh yeah.
piano, dun,
Oh yeah.
dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 it's so good.
Mhm.
And then like he's known for his stylish glasses and like elaborate stuff, and I'm like, that's the way I see you coming up, showing up in your true authenticity, using your creative spirit to express yourself, to connect with people. So that's why I chose that song. But I didn't know that those lyrics hit home for you like
Oh
that.
my
So that was
goodness.
crazy too, the synchronicity that's what I chose.
Oh, that word. That word. I'm telling you. Synchronicities. So yeah, Deep Inside is so important to me because that song, a lot of Mary songs speak truth before I even know that that's what's going to happen in my lifetime, which is so crazy. Because, all right, deep inside, whatever. But, the line that she has is, I don't have a lot of friends. And sometimes I have to wonder, is it cash they see when they look at me? Or are they looking for a ride that's free? Um, I have been made fun of so far in the past. I've been told that you were this, you were that, you don't have friends, ain't nobody gonna like you, this, that, the next, the other. And the ones that were around, it was cash that they saw, and they were looking for a ride that's free. And when all that money ran out, and when all of that, you know, party and life ran out, and we couldn't do some of the things that we used to do back in the day, they were nowhere to be found. So when you play songs like that, it just basically takes me back, and I'm like, yeah. So that was when I was 19 years old, but I was going through this when I was 39 years old. Crazy, right?
You know what, Laren? That's one of the reasons why I think we connect is because music is so powerful in our lives. Music has been the thing that has gotten me through a lot of really difficult times. Like when I had nothing else, I always had music. And then it's crazy too how music can transport you back to those times, or back to that feeling, or back to that specific lesson learned, or that heart rate. Like music is a transporter.
Oh, absolutely.
It takes you back there, or rather, it brings that memory into your present moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I appreciate the way that you use music all the time in your life.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Powerful.
Wow. Thank you. So now, when you say music is important to you, who are some people that you've looked up to?
You know, Rihanna's probably my fave. The way you love Mary, that's the way I love Rihanna. You know, because that was what I remember. Like when I was first out on my own, that was what guided me. Her music guided me, and same thing. You know, it takes me back to certain situations, lessons learned, like time in my life when I was at a crossroads and I went this way instead of that way. You know, one album that I connect to deeply is Sia's album, This Is Acting, because I used that when I had first kind of like connected, or when I had first accepted my deep traumas as truth. It took me into a really dark place, and it was that album that kind of like helped me through it. So those are like the two that really like ground me, that I go to often when I'm needing help processing something.
Now we're going to get into exactly what you do and all of that stuff, but I want to have a little fun now, because you know Rihanna is a trip now. Now you said she's your favorite, so that means you got to like all of it. So now, is there a wild side of you? Because I know she has some songs that, you know, I don't know. Are you in there singing cake, 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 cake?
I want that cake, 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 cake. Oh, you know it.
See, oh no. What is your favorite Rihanna album?
That's tough. I think I'm gonna have to go with the one I don't even know the title of it, but where she has the rose on it, and she's got her long red fingernails like this. She has her red hair. That's probably my fave because that's from college days, and just all those songs take me back to those relationships and that time.
Okay, I see the smile on your face.
You know how it is, though, right? That's the power of music.
I don't know what album. Now I'm gonna have to look it up, because it's gonna bother me if I don't. Not just because it's just gonna bother me, but there is one album that I absolutely love of hers, and I'm gonna try to see what it is right now. Um, Get it together.
I'm trying to remember too, Laren. I didn't know I was going to be quizzed on this.
I'm trying to get it together. I got it. So these are Rihanna's albums. So Music of the Sun, which was in 2005. A Girl Like Me, which was in 2006. Good Girl Gone Bad, 2007.
That one's good.
She was
that on. Was so good.
She released an album in 2005, 2006, 2007. She was like banging them out. Rated R is 2009.
Rated R. Oh my God, that one's so good too. Yeah.
Let me see what that one looks like. That's not the one.
No, that's not the one. It's the second one that you said, I think.
Loud is 2010.
That might have been it.
Talk That Talk is 2011. This is mine right here.
Talk That Talk?
No, Unapologetic.
Oh, that's a good one.
2012. Unapologetic. Diamonds. That was the lead single.
Classic, yeah.
Stay. And then this is mine. Pour It Up, Pour It Up. Pour it up, pour it up.
Watch it all blow up. Throw it up, throw it up.
Yes.
Watch it all fall out.
Yeah, I like that one. Love Song. Right now, what now, jump. She had a lot of good ones on here. All right,
So
all right. So there we go. That's the one. Unapologetic. That's my favorite one.
that's a good one. Yeah.
All right. So now you're a childhood trauma expert. So for
That's
all
what
of
I
the new
do.
people coming in, there's some people that I see popping out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I don't know if anybody's out there on D Live or Twitch, but if you are, drop it in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Um, what does that mean to everybody?
So what I do, Laren, is I help adults who are ready to begin healing and processing their childhood traumas. Because we all have trauma
Mm-hmm.
and we all have energy that's blocked in the body that needs to be processed and released.
And released, yeah.
So, and released, yeah. So I help people do that. I help people uncover their traumas because a lot of times, we block them out.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to connect to them. So I help people connect with them. I create a safe space so that those traumas can surface and be talked about and addressed, be seen, so those traumas can be seen and acknowledged. And then I give them tools to help go through life, because once you see clearly, you're on that healing journey, and a lot of stuff comes up. You heal and you open up more, so more joy comes in. But there's a lot that comes up when you begin to peel the layers. When you begin to open those layers of the healing, so much comes up. So I give people tools to help them along their journey, and because there's always going to be something that comes up. But when you've got the proper tools and you have the proper support, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
So I'm sure you deal with a lot. You're talking about trauma, so I'm sure you hear a lot of stories and stuff. Is this coming from a place from self? Is what the reason why you got started, or you have passion to just be that lending ear? Because sometimes when it comes from something that you've been through, it takes you to a whole nother level. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's how it begun, is through my own healing and connecting to my own traumas, and then reading all of these books, learning all of these things, going into 12-step programs, therapy, years of therapy, all of these different things. And then finally coming to a place where I'm like, there's a lot of other people that are suffering just the way that I was. And that, we become adults, and a lot of times, like, all we know is that something's not working. Like, life is not working. We can't hold relationships, or there's struggles at work, or there's struggles with friendships, different things like that. And all we know is, like, something's not working. But there's that deeper reason why. Why are we not allowing ourselves to live life fully? And so when I got to that place, when I kind of got through my dark night of the soul and came out onto the other side, it was like I just had this calling to help other people, to share like what I have learned, so that others could see that it's possible, and to have proper tools to do it. And so originally, I had wanted to write a book, and if you want to be published by a publisher, they want to see that you have a social media platform. And I didn't have any social media at that time. So I was like, okay, well, let me see what this is all about. And that's when I got on Instagram. And then it was like so evident to me that there are so many people that need this type of healing. So I just got into it, and started connecting with people, and helping to guide them into finding their own healer. That's really what I do, is I just help guide you into finding your own inner healer. And so that's how I came into it. Yeah, but it started off as my journey, and then sharing it with others.
I like that. So now, what was the breaking point where you said that, all right, I want to help other people. I want to take, I know you said, I want to take what I've been through and actually help other people. But what was that breaking point? What was the last straw where you said, okay, this is it?
Let's do this. Well, I think it was when I clearly understood what these blocks were, and and what that looked like, what it manifested as in adulthood, and being able to kind of like fit all of my puzzle pieces together, and like connect the dots and see the picture clearly. And then it was just like, I want others to heal. I don't want others to be living in this pain. We don't have to. If we can like gain an understanding around things, see things clearly, then we don't have to live in pain anymore. So it's really just a calling of like sharing the knowledge that I learned with others, and feeling like if I didn't, then I was like doing a disservice to. Then I wasn't living in purpose. I wasn't connected to my purpose if I didn't do it. Mm-hmm. Like it was that deep calling that it's like, this is my purpose. This is what I was meant to do.
Yeah. I mean, I guess one would say that it might have been a midlife crisis. I wasn't even 40 yet, but this damn COVID thing is what actually got me here on the 411 podcast. Destiny's donation, what's going on? I had been in so much debt. I had been struggling. I had this high profile position, been dropped down to this one, been disrespected in the workplace like you wouldn't believe, changed jobs, had situations going on with my children where they needed my help, but I wasn't around because I was in this crazy position. I hit a deer head on, 75 miles per hour, 4 o'clock in the morning, traveling to, Bronx, New York. All of those things that led up to me saying, I'm done. This is it. What else? I can't do anymore. I need to listen to what you want. And I didn't know what was going on. Everything was shut down, COVID. Everything was a mess. And I kept crying out because I'm like, listen, at this point in my life, I don't even know who I am. I don't like the current situation that I'm in. All of these things are lining up that are telling me that this is just not working. So are you ready to check out, or are you ready to do something different? So I just asked my higher power, please let me know what I'm supposed to be doing, because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And then that's how my inspirations came about, because I just started putting quotes together and things like that. But even still, at that point, I had no social media. I had nothing going on. Still didn't know who I was. So you got this book. So what are you going to do? And then that's when I started putting social media out there. And from there, that trickled into the 411 podcast. So we here.
Amazing. That's amazing. And then like here you are 2 years later. It's crazy how when we just like all we got to be focused on is the step we're taking right now. And then like the next step, and then the next step in that moment. And then when we look back, it's like we see all that we created in just taking the one step at a time. Because if you look back, look how many connections you've made over these 2 years. Look how many conversations you've had. Look how many ideas you've sparked in other people and perspectives you've shifted and changed. Like, look how many times you've shown up for yourself, for your community. Wow, it's insane. Yeah. And it just took taking it one step at a time. It's incredible what can happen in 2 years. And I think that's what a lot of people faced during these last 2 years, is because COVID really made us sit with ourselves, like literally. Mm-hmm. And a lot comes up when you have to sit with yourself and you question a lot, like, who the hell am I? What am I doing with my life? Like those questions come up, and then you're faced with that crossroad, right? Yeah. Do I want to check out, or do I want to shift direction? Mm-hmm. And you shifted direction, and look where you are now.
Because I was like, when they turn these lights back on, I got to go back to this job that I really don't want to go back to. I got to be in this situation I really don't want to be in. So, yeah, it was crazy. Craziness. So, what's like one of the most powerful, I don't know if you can say it because this is like someone else's life, but what's the most powerful situation that you've been involved in with helping somebody? Are you able to share, or you can't because it's confidential stuff?
I can absolutely share, Laren, because you know what? For the most part, it's the same for everybody that I help. My specific niche is helping people who have dealt with sexual abuse in their childhood. And being able to have a space where you can just share your story, when you can actually say those words out loud and say them out of you, it's incredibly powerful. And so that's every client that I've worked with so far, that has been their deepest trauma. That has been where their spirit was broken. And it's this, our soul wants healing. You know what I mean? Like, we want to live from this space of alignment. We want to live and experience this life the way that we're meant to, where we're thriving in all areas of life. That's what we came here for, to have this human experience and to experience everything to the fullest. So when we're given the opportunity in a safe and supportive space, we want to share our story. We want to be seen. We want to be heard, and we want to be loved and accepted for it. And so that's every client that I've helped. That's the biggest breakthrough, is just being able to share that out of you and to know that you're not alone. There's so many people that have that story in their history, and so many people that have blocks in their lives because of that. Because it's something that we're taught never to speak about.
Right.
We're reprimanded, even if we do speak about it. So we just learn to like shove it down and like never go there. But the thing is, like, it lives within us. It stays within us until we process it and get it out, you know? So that's
one of the most number one things that people say in order to heal is you have to forgive. So that's kind of tough when you're dealing with some of the situations that you're dealing with. So is it possible for people truly to be able to forgive and actually really embrace the person that has done something to them?
So I'm glad you brought that up, Laren, because that is an important part of our healing. It's definitely an important part of our healing because it leads to that freedom that we were speaking of. That freedom from these chains that bind us, and often that we are the ones that are holding on to those chains, those heavy chains. But what I have to say about forgiveness is that forgiveness is a journey, just like our healing journey, just like grief, like when we're grieving the loss of someone. That's how forgiveness is too. Like, so often in this culture, we push forgiveness. But the thing is, you have to first know what it is that you're forgiving. And a lot of us, we don't want to see things. We just want to move into the forgiveness. But you can't move into the forgiveness if you're not seeing clearly what it is that needs forgiving. And I want to explain why. So if you can imagine like an adult and a child, and there is a traumatic exchange of energy between the two, they're both affected by that experience, and they carry the energy of that experience, both the adult and the child. And so when forgiveness happens, what it's doing is it's transmuting that energy. It's shifting the energy within you, and it's shifting the energy within the other person. But the thing is, if you're not clear on what the experience was between you and that person, then you're not able to forgive it, because you're not identifying where that chain is being held. So it's really important to first do that deep dive into your own self and to break down the walls of denial that we build around our traumas. Because when we can see them clearly, that's where we move forward from. That's where we begin to process things, when we begin to release them, to let go, and then the forgiveness comes. But especially forgiveness is difficult, especially with sexual abuse trauma, because it affects us on so many different levels.
Yeah.
It affects us on so many different levels, and if it's coming from childhood, then that has been part of what has shaped our core beliefs.
Yeah.
So the way that we see the world, the way that we see ourselves, the way that we see ourselves in the world, that has been shaped by that experience. And it's incredible what impact that has on the developing mind of a child. So it's difficult to forgive. So I want to just clearly state that forgiveness is a journey, and it is not something to be forced or rushed. It's something that will come in its own time when you're aligned with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks for asking that question.
I know when I have been healed, and when it comes to the forgiveness part, is when I don't think about the stuff from the past anymore because it would creep up on me like a bad nightmare. It doesn't even have to be at nighttime, during the day, whatever. I could just be minding my business, having a great old time. And then I just have these thoughts about something that somebody did to me in the past. And my first immediate instinct was to think about the ways that I could get back at them. So that movie has been played already, it's been packaged up, it's been done. There's no way you can go back and recreate it. But in my mind, I would recreate the situation, but I would change it and have me being the person coming out on top. So unhealthy. But when I continue,
I want to let you know, don't beat yourself up for that. That's actually a good practice to put yourself back in that situation and change it and see it the way you would want it to be.
well,
that's a good practice.
I know what you're saying, but me being how I used to be back in the day, those movies would have had
you don't want to attach to it though.
Those movies would have had me put in jail for some of the thoughts that I used to think about getting back at people.
I hear you, man. Like seriously, like the anger that comes from that, the rage, and that's part of it. Like we don't have to go into that, but let's keep it PG-13.
Yeah, but where I knew I had a
but seriously, I understand.
Where I knew I had a problem was because, like I said, my day would be going great, and all of a sudden I would get a flashback, but my heart would start racing. I would get angry, and I would live in that moment. And how I knew I forgave all of those people or in that journey of forgiveness is because those thoughts don't come to me anymore. I start to speak positivity into my life. I very careful about what I watch, what I hear, the people that I'm around, their energy levels, whether their, energy levels are high, whether they're low, all of those things factor in. But that's how I feel that I'm on a better path towards forgiveness because now I don't even think about the hurt, the pain, and replaying those same things and changing those scenarios into my mind. So, but it started with, no, we're not doing this today. You came in just as quick, I'm moving you out. We're staying positive, we're staying focused today. We're not worried about that. So
it's the awareness around it, right? The awareness that it's happening. Like that awareness is such a powerful part of our healing because if we're not seeing it, if we're not even seeing it come in and it's just that automatic reaction, then there's no awareness. But when we're actually like seeing it, there's that thought again. That's our awareness. And in that moment, it gives us the space to choose. Our choice comes back in. Whereas before, we're just operating from this reactive space. And that reactive space is whatever we feel in the moment is going to keep us the safest. And in that moment, it used to be that what felt safest was to imagine how you would handle that situation if you could recreate it. And that's okay, but how beautiful that it's now shifted into, it comes in, I see you there, and I'm choosing not to give you my energy. I'm choosing to do something else that fills me, that brings me into my present moment. It's powerful. I honor you for that. It's big.
Now, thinking of traumatic situations, part of the healing process, do you think it's healthy to go back to some of the things that reminded you of it so that you can sit in it to see how you react? Whether it be a place, whether it be um, maybe a type of song being played, or a movie was on, or type of clothing, even scents. All of those things can trigger and take you right back to where you were. So, do you think that it is a good idea to test yourself to be around some of those things? And I know it could be very tricky. So, for example, people who have addiction problems, they suffer from alcoholism or, drug addictions. Sometimes they say you don't need to be around that because it's going to trigger something and make you go back, which I don't understand how people test other people. Like, my mate doesn't drink anymore, but I'm going to go ahead and drink. My mate just got done from, being strung out on drugs, but, let's drive by a bad neighborhood that reminds him of it. Talk to me.
So this is the key word. You said, is it important to go back? We don't want to go back. We always want to be present. And what we want to do is allow our subconscious to bring into our present moment whatever we're ready to process. We don't actually have to make an effort to bring up those memories, because once we're open to our healing and once we've seen our traumas clearly, that shit comes up on its own. That shit comes up on its own when we're ready. When our subconscious mind feels safe enough to allow it to surface, it will come up. And the pieces that you're meant to process will show up at the time when it's right for you, when you have the strength, when you have the safety, when you have the support. So it's that trust that you were speaking to at the beginning of the live. That the biggest important person to trust is yourself.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It's that self-trust. And because when we're trusting ourselves, we're connected to the universe. We're connected to nature. We're connected to God. What was the other one? And we're connected to our intuition. You said those were the answers that people said when we're looking for trust. But when we trust ourselves, we're connected to all those other things automatically. So it's really about just trusting and knowing that, like I said, our soul wants that healing for us. So once we're open to it, our mind, our body, and our soul are going to work together to bring up what's necessary.
Oh, there you are. You went out for a minute. Now you're back. Something happened. Your screen went out.
I think I need to charge my phone.
So that was just amazing. And I'm so glad that you wrote down those things. Nature, God, intuition, and I think there might have been another one. But
it was trust in the universe,
yes.
nature, God, and intuition.
So I just want to let you know that those responses came from France, all the way from France.
Oh my goodness. See, it's crazy how we're connected. All of us are connected on a deeper level from all over the world.
Came all the way from France.
Insane how it shows up like that.
So this is amazing. So I've been doing a lot of talking. What do you have for us? What do you want to leave us with tonight?
Laren, I think you brought up these two massive pieces of trust and freedom. Like when we're thinking about healing, when we're thinking about trauma, first of all, a lot of us are like, "Ooh, I don't want to go there." We put up our guard because we're afraid, because when we're ready to face our trauma, it's literally bringing up the worst experience we've ever had in our life and like reliving it. But the important thing to know is that when we're going back through in the healing way, we're going through with a completely different awareness. So it's a completely different journey because we've already been through the trauma. We went through it as children and we came out on the other side. We're adults now. So we've already been through the trauma. When we're going back through, we're not experiencing the trauma again. We're just processing what hasn't yet been processed from that initial experience. So when we're going back through with our conscious awareness, it's a completely different journey. And we all have the strength to do it. We all have the strength to do it. So that's one thing that's extremely important, is that trust, that deep trust in yourself and in your higher power. And then that focus of freedom, because that's what we all want. We want to live free. We want to live fully. We want to have all these wonderful experiences. But when we're blocked, it's like we just can't get past these certain points.
Mm-hmm.
We can't move into that freedom space. So if we can just have that focus, that's where we're always moving towards, freedom, then every step we take is going to be in that direction. And then it's just that one step at a time, like you mentioned. So one step at a time, and look where we will be when we're looking back in 2 years. That journey. That journey.
I can't imagine, right? If we are on the right path and we're taking one step at a time each and every day, man, can't even imagine. You can do anything you want to do.
Oh yes, you can.
Anything. But
we are the creators of our experience. We have that power.
So I want to I don't have it. I thought I had my book around me, but I don't. I want to
1.5.
Yeah, I want to send you a copy of that, definitely for supporting the first one. But I was going to read something, but I'll have to share that with you a little later. But
thank you, Miriam.
One thing that we have to learn how to do, and I'm just speaking from experience, so I never want to put anything on anybody else, but I had to learn how to forgive myself. So during this whole process, whatever you're going through, who knows what it might be. Mine was anger, rage. I had such a bad, terrible attitude, and I always, this is in 1.5. My message was clear, but my delivery was horrible. So yes, you might have done whatever you did.
You're so amazing with your words, Lynn. Like, you got all these good quotes.
You might have done whatever you did to me, and it wasn't right. And anybody in their right mind wouldn't put up with it. I've asked some of my 411 podcasters, listen, if this happened to you, how would you respond? And everyone was on point with me. Anybody in their right mind wouldn't have put up with the shit that I put up with. But my message was clear. What I was telling you, it was incorrect, but my delivery was horrible. The way that I reacted with my mouth, to whether I reacted with the rage, with screaming, yelling, and breaking stuff, doing whatever I was doing, which was incorrect. That was a delivery process, which was horrible. Message was clear, but delivery was horrible. So because of that, I would stay stuck, and I would play that broken record and feel sorry for my actions. Now, what are you sorry for? Because this person clearly did something that was jacked up, and anybody in their right mind wouldn't put up with it. But now you're feeling sorry for the way that you reacted because your delivery was horrible. And I would stay stuck in that broken record over and over and over and over again, which gives the other person power over you and allows them to continue to do the same thing that they did in the first place because they thought that they won. And now you're going ahead and doing that same delivery thing, which is incorrect. And now that broken record is just can't be. Take that B off and throw it away. You know what I'm saying? So
I do know what you're saying.
I had to learn how to forgive myself for all of the horrible delivery processes. So anybody out there, if you're going through anything, whether it's your fault or it's not your fault, and you just need to go ahead and free yourself from it, you have to learn how to forgive yourself first. It may not even be your fault. Somebody may have done something to you, but you're beating yourself up thinking that it is your fault. You have to forgive yourself for that, for even beating your own self down, being your own worst enemy when it wasn't even really your fault.
Yeah.
That's the first
step. We recreate cycles. We just recreate cycles until we have that awareness. And then when we have that awareness, what it does is it allows us to see ourselves clearly in this pattern. So then it turns to that, that self defeating. I can't believe you're doing this again, whatever. But you're exactly right. It's having that compassion and bringing that in and saying, I'm doing the best I can. And with our awareness, okay, and now I'm choosing to change it. And that, okay, so when we're here and we want to be here, there's so much that happens in the middle. There's always a transitional period. And we have to give ourselves grace during that transition period, because a lot of shit happens in the transition period. So we got to bring in the compassion and the grace and the self-forgiveness, self-love. So huge.
Wow, this is amazing. This is an amazing experience. I knew it was going to be amazing anyway. I knew it.
I knew too. I was so excited to finally connect with you, Larry. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but you got a wait list. Yeah, it's wonderful, and I feel very honored, and I'm happy that we finally got to connect and have this conversation.
Yeah.
Share, be on the 411.
Yeah, you'll have to come back.
Oh, I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's time for us to go ahead and get out of here. Guinevere Rose, what's going on? Thank you so much. I love that name, Guinevere. That is amazing. I just want to let you know that.
That is a beautiful name.
Yeah. Well, thank you. You are such a beautiful person, and you got it going on tonight with the earrings and everything, and you got your wine and everything. You were doing it up tonight. And I love the dances and stuff that you be doing on TikTok. You have so much courage, because I can't get out there and do that stuff. I mean, I want to, but not right at this moment.
I want to say I only did one.
I saw it.
I only did one. So thank you for saying that.
I was like,
you know what the thing is, Larry? It was a lot of fun, and we forget to have fun, especially when we come from trauma backgrounds. We see we're so serious in this world because we're always looking out for our safety, for whatever's coming next for us. But so it's so important to bring in fun whenever we can bring in fun. That helps us.
We have one person that wants to join. Should we let them come on for a quick minute?
Sure.
You said fun, so I don't know who this is. So
let's have some fun.
We'll see what happens. Let's see.
Spontaneous.
Let's see what we got going on here. You never know what's going to happen. I'm sure this is going to be.
It.
Hey Lee, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Grains, living grains. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Where are you calling from?
Great. I'm doing awesome. I follow Lee on the Clubhouse and Insta and saw her live, so I thought it would be great to interact with you guys.
Oh, it's beautiful to see your face.
So wishing both of you a very happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you too, my friend.
Where are you?
Great.
Where are you calling from?
So what was going on? What were you discussing?
We're talking about the work that I do. So all of the stuff that you watch on my Instagram, that's what we're talking about.
Okay, great, lovely.
Can I ask where are you calling from? Where are you from?
In Gurgaon, near New Delhi, India.
Oh,
India.
Yay!
Woo.
So I would have to say that you were one of the first guests from India to join the 411 podcast.
Wow, super awesome.
What a great...
I have met Lee. I have met you in Clubhouse. There was a room where we spoke. It was around 16th of October, I suppose.
Oh, a long time back. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. It's about time we got to see each other face to face.
Yeah. I'm super active on Clubhouse. If you guys happen to start a room, we can discuss more there. And I am into spirituality. I am also into healing, and I love discussing mind, power, self-development, self-help. These are my favorite topics, and I get so much of wisdom in those topics, and I also like to share my wisdom, my learnings also.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you. We'll have to
Thank
get you
for sharing that into the world, because we need more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
we need to have more conversations about it.
Yeah, I love doing meditations.
Come to my room on Thursdays. Larry and I run a clubhouse room every Thursday. It's called the Trauma Drama Room. And we talk about childhood trauma. We talk about healing. People share their stories in that space.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody's on Clubhouse, if you want to add another social media platform, Larry, that's a good one.
Wow, lovely. That's lovely. And tomorrow, for your information, tomorrow is full moon. And any meditation done on full moon gives 1,000 times more result than an ordinary day.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank
it's great. Yeah. And I love doing meditations. I do meditations daily. They are miraculous. They can change life. And I also love talking about new linguistic programming, the NLP, brain hacks.
Yes.
So,
well, that's exactly what Laren and I were speaking of. It's neuro-linguistic programming. It's interrupting that pattern, right? That neural pathway that's been concrete for so long, and interrupting it and creating a new one. And we do that with the awareness, like we were just speaking of, Laren. That awareness, it's just acknowledging that that's happening and stopping it in its tracks, and then altering that path, altering it just ever so slightly, and that's how we change. That's beautiful.
wow, super. If I can add here, there is a very proven technique of NLP for removing any past childhood trauma. What you do, you sit comfortably, take few breaths, come in a meditative alpha, beta, or gamma state, any state, in a meditative state. Then you think of that memory and imagine a large screen of TV in front of you after a glass wall. First, there is a glass wall that is transparent, and then there is a TV, big LCD TV. Then you put that trauma memory in that TV. It's a color TV. Then you take the control of remote in your hands. Take remote in your hands, and first of all, make it volume 0. It must be someone have hurt you, someone has beaten you. Example. So someone has shouted on you. So first of all, volume has to be brought to 0. Then make that color picture black and white. Then imagine a pencil and put all that TV screen black. So there is only black and white left and no volume left. After that, push that forcefully, that TV, into the sun or the universe, and then let the white light flow on you. And then imagine the table is blank, and then put another TV and put a very pleasing memory of your childhood there. So that memory, painful memory, would be at least 80-90% eradicated. I have myself done that. It gives miraculous result. It's a type of guided. I did it under a guided YouTube video. Then I started doing myself after learning this, and it's a great technique. You both can try on yourself also. It's very simple to do.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
Laren, you were speaking of, like, in the past when you'd just be sitting there in your day and something comes up and it takes you back. This would be the perfect opportunity to do that practice. So you imagine the TV, you turn the volume all the way down, you take all the color out, color it all black, put all the light onto you, the new TV, and you project what you want to see. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, my friend.
Yeah, and this can be done multiple times.
Okay. As many times as we need until that.
For some same memory, you can do it multiple times to actually delete, because it won't be deleted in one go.
Right.
It will take some effort.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, and I don't know if you're following me, but we definitely need to connect. And good luck with everything, and thank you for coming on the 411.
Yeah. Thanks for meeting. We will meet frequently. I am following both of you guys now on Insta, and we can meet on Clubhouse Thursday, as Lean was saying. Thursday she has a room, so Thursday I surely will meet her. And where are you guys based out of? US?
Yes.
We're in the US.
New Zealand?
No, we're in the United States.
Okay.
Yeah.
East Coast, West Coast?
I'm from the East Coast.
And I'm right in the middle.
Okay. Pacific?
Southwest.
Okay, great. I have never been to US, but since after joining Clubhouse, I am interacting with many of my friends. One of them is Yuma. You must be knowing Yuma.
Yes, I know the name.
So she is a great friend of mine. I love attending her rooms, and she gives great wisdom.
It's wonderful the way we can connect, right? Our worlds have literally been opened up.
Yes, they have.
Like when you follow your passion, when you follow your heart, like Laren, what you said 2 years ago, you were in a completely different place. But when you follow that passion and your mission, and you take those steps with that focus, look what it does. It opens your world up, literally. It opens your world up. We're connected to someone that's in India right now.
It's
It's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah. And Clubhouse is the most fastest growing social media app in the world now.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing the connection that you can make with a person just by connecting with the vibration of their voice.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, Lean, brilliant.
It was
You are into
wonderful to
astrology
see
as
you
well?
face to face, my friend.
Yeah. So you want astrology as well, Lean, I suppose?
I'm sorry?
Are you into astrology as well, I think?
Astrology is not my strongest point.
Okay.
I understand the connection, and I think it's brilliant, and I would love to learn more, but it's not an area that I've studied a lot.
I have a
Oh, wow.
I have a question, sir. Do you practice Hinduism,
Huh?
or do you practice Hinduism?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please ask.
Yeah, because you were asking about astrology, and I know some of that goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Okay, just curious. Okay, very good.
So really thankful to you guys for bringing me here, and we will interact more.
Absolutely.
And whenever you guys come live, I will join you and we will discuss something great.
Very good. Thank you so
Sounds
much.
wonderful.
And how is the situation there? Pandemic situation there? It's lockdown there.
It's not a lockdown, but it's a hot mess. I'll tell you that.
It's a hot mess.
Depending on where you live, it's not a lockdown. No, we're not locked down.
No, we're not
same
locked
here.
down, but
Same
it is
here.
a hot mess.
But there is nothing to worry. The human body has 1,000 times more immunity than these viruses. And if we trust our body, be positive, I think we can counterattack this virus.
Absolutely. That's a good message, and it ties back into what we were saying about trust, self-trust. Putting that trust in ourselves and knowing that this body wants what's best for us on all levels.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank
you can carry on. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Lee. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm following both of you on Insta now. Bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Bye.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was. See that? You never know.
Spontaneous. You never know. We just connected with someone in India.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
It is amazing.
Well, good night, my friends. Thank you so much. I will talk
Larry,
to you.
this was awesome. I
Yes.
appreciate you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. Shine your light bright.
Thank
Shine
you.
bright
Like a
diamond.
Yes. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
All right. See ya. All right, y'all. There you have it. Miss Leah Abraham. What a great show tonight. I always love when new people come in from all over the world because this is a worldwide thing. We've had France, we've had Portugal, now we've had India, Canada, the UK, all kinds of places all over the place. So this is just amazing. So the first person from India has joined. Actually, that's the second person. I forgot about one of them. So many people that my mind gets crazy sometimes, but this is amazing. So I know we didn't get a chance to do the burning question tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there tonight, and we'll discuss this tomorrow when we come back live right here at 10 o'clock. So, can you tell when someone's spiritual ego has actually taken over? Can you tell when someone's spiritual ego is actually taken over? So I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all with that. Tomorrow we have Mr. Nathaniel, recording artist, musician, Nathaniel, coming in the building tonight here, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. right here on the 411 podcast. If you'd like to support, go ahead and click that link above. All of my social media platforms. I'm so thankful to be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, DLive, Twitch. Go ahead and click that link above and click on Remix Journal Volume 1.5. And anything that you purchase will help support to keep everything going here. And I have to thank each and every one of you for coming out here and supporting tonight. We've had Jetta from my rap tribe. I see Aspire to Fly out there. Miss Rebel Jewel came through. Queen Dawn Spirit came through. So many different people. Everybody out there on Facebook. I just want to say thank you. And of course, I have to thank my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing me to come out here and give you all the 411 podcast one more time in life. I'll catch y'all tomorrow, 10 p.m. Musician, recording artist, Nathaniel will be in the building tomorrow. Leah, thank you so much. Had a wonderful show tonight. Queen Dawn Spirit, thank you so much for everything tonight as well. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 10 p.m. Take care, y'all. Have a good night. Diggs, what's going on? Check me out tomorrow. Diggs on Twitch. What's up? Thank you so much. I will be right back here tomorrow at 10 p.m. Take care, y'all. Have a good night.